How's it going? David from Comic Book Investments. So in this video, we're going to look at 5 keys that are heating up. What do I mean? I mean they're going up in value. Some of them might be breaking records. Some might just have a little uptick. And we'll talk about if that's going to sustain, if they're still going to go up, maybe they'll continue to go down, maybe they'll flatten out altogether. But we got some pretty good ones, huge keys on this list. We got one that is up 2,000%. Yes, 2,000%. It is ridiculous, ridiculous, ridiculous. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. And it's a big key too. It's not just like some random book. Wow, that is a lot. That is a lot. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. And man, all right. First we got is Incredible Hulk #1. A 3.0 is up 11% from 23,900 to 26,450. 3.5 is up 14% from 21,000 to 24,000. And a 7.5 back in March sold for 106,000, now selling for 108,000. That is up 2%. So yes, you might be wondering well, why did the 3.5 sell for less than the 3.0? That's how it goes sometimes. Don't know what to tell you. They go in auction, they go a little cheaper. Someone has to buy it now. When you're a 3 to a 3.5, it's very close to the same grade. So yeah, it can happen. It does. And especially with these books, they're kind of rare. So sometimes one falls through the cracks. Sometimes someone overpays. And I'll get into more of that later on an example. But yeah, Hulk #1, as you can see, going up across the board. It's not like a ton. Some of these just up, 2% from the prior sale. One was in December, it was up 11%, still good. So like in 6 months, up 11%. This is a major key. Major Silver Age key. Almost got one a week ago. Man, I wanted it so bad. I was the underbidder. But alas, I haven't had a Hulk one in years. I've had like a couple in my lifetime. But yeah, so massive key. As you can see, when all other books had that comic boom and then, dropped from it, big keys like this, not really affected. They're bulletproof. So yeah, what can I say? It's the first appearance of Hulk. It's the best. All right, next, we got Hawkman #1. A 4.0 is up 30% from 250 back in March, now selling for 325. A 7.0 is up 25% from back in November, selling for $397, now currently averaging $495, and an 8.0 averaged $650 back in February, now averaging $970. That's up 49%. Well, the reason for this spike is pretty obviously Hawkman was in the trailer for Black Adam, so he's going to play a bigger role. He's a Thanagarian, so basically they come from a race of Hawkmen. They're like a police force. Also, there's the iteration where Hawkman is an Egyptian god reincarnated. So there's different iterations of it. I'm imagining if they're doing Black Adam, they're going to do the Egyptian god one because Black Adam's Egyptian. I don't know. Kind of makes sense. Isn't Dr. Fate Egyptian too? Or deals with Egyptian stuff in some case? I know it deals with like other dimensions and stuff, but for some reason I thought that's what it was. Or Egyptian symbols or something. I don't know. Anyways, that's why this book is going up. I mean, it's not the first Hawkman. The first Silver Age Hawkman was Brave and the Bold 34, but this is a later appearance, but his first solo series. There's not very many keys in the Hawkman run. You got #1. That's about it. Yeah, moving on. So this one's a huge one. An 8.0 for Werewolf by Night #1 is up 27% from 452 back in January, now averaging 575. A 9.0 is up 97% from just last month in May, averaging 548, now averaging 1080. I'll get more into that later, but here's the big one. Look at that graph. Pretty much a straight shot. Back in 2007, which was the last sale of a 9.8, $1,400. Now one just sold through Heritage for $28,800. That is up 1,957%. So yes, the last time a Werewolf by Night #1 in a 9.8 sold was back in 2007. I looked it up. There's only 3 on the census. So probably when that one sold back in 2007, that was probably the only one. Probably since then, a few have happened, come to be. I mean, CGC only started, 2002? So yeah, that was probably the only one back when it sold for $1,400. It is now one recently sold for $28,000. That is up 2,000%. Let me put that in perspective. First of all, 2007, that was the height of the market before the 2008 crash. I did a video all about the recession. You can look it up. Maybe I'll put a link somewhere around here. But that was the height. So technically, that was the peak of the market was in 2007. If you bought stocks, just comparing the stocks, the Dow Jones is up 100 and I believe 50% since 2007. The S&P 500 is up like 157%, so slightly a little bit more. Not 2000, not even close. This is Werewolf by Night number 1, not even his first appearance, which was Mars Spotlight number 2. If you bought, say, Apple, I believe, which is, if you know about stocks, a massive success. It is up, I think, like 2,200%, so a little bit more than this. Amazon, I think, another massive stock, is up about 3,000% from this, so obviously huge. But those are juggernauts. Those are like literally the best possible pick you could have picked. But yeah, compared to like something like Ford or anything like that, it's not even close. Like pick another stock, not even close to this. And that's my whole point of all this, is comps can be good investments. So that person that back in 2007, at the height of the market, bought a comic for $1,400, could have been the same one, turned around and sold it, made 2,000%. Literally, unless you picked a handful of stocks out there, you couldn't be so lucky. Hey, and this is just Werewolf by Night number 1. But that brings me into the next question. I get this question all the time. So the other one, it was a 9.0. It sold back in May, so a month ago, sold for $548. And then one currently sold for $1,080. And I get this question probably every time I do one of these videos. I can't find X, Y, and Z book that you mentioned for the price that you said it sold for. That's what they always tell me. Like, I'm like, you got to be patient. Like, sometimes you just got to get the ones that fall through the crack. So if you look at here, if you look at this first one, this was an eBay one. This one was the one sold May 4th, sold for $548 and, you know, plus shipping and all that kind of stuff. That was the 9.0. If you also looked here on Heritage, one just sold a few days ago, another 9.0 sold for $1,080. So these are real sales. So you look at this and you go, the person that bought it for like $550 or whatever it was, they got an amazing deal. And then the other person paid way too much. So this is what you got to do. These are actual sales that I tell you, you got to hunt and look for these. You want the good deals, you got to wait for them. You got to be patient. You got to, if you want to Werewolf by Night number 1, 9.0, well, every time something pops up, which will maybe only be one a month, you got to bid on it and bid cheaply. And if you get it, you get it. You don't, you don't. You move on to the next month when you might have one or none. And then that's what he's got to do. It takes a lot of time and work. That's why I do every day. That's why I do. Many times books fall through the crack, and that's where I am. I am the crack. I am the crack gobbler. I grab that sounds pretty gross. But anyways, I gobble up all the stuff that falls into the crack. But yes, so moving on. All right, next we got ManThing number 1. A 7.5 is up 48% from 175 to 259. A 9.2 is up 5% from 300 to 315. And a 9.4 is up 30% from 400 back in April on average, now averaging 520. So this is not even first ManThing. First ManThing is Fear 10. Yeah, Fear 10. But he actually first appeared in, that's his first like comic book kind of appearance. I think his first real appearance would be Savage Tales 1, I believe. But that was more of a magazine, black and white and stuff like that. But that's pretty expensive. So this is like down the list. I don't even know what it is, maybe 5th appearance or something like that, because he had a small run through Fear Comics. But anyways, I like this cover. It's by Frank Brunner. I don't know exactly how to say his name. But I really like this cover. This is an awesome cover. But yeah, it's ManThing. I mean, it's a slow moving, slow grower. But with the jokes today. But yeah, I still think this long term will be fine. I don't see any. They did make a ManThing movie, FYI. I don't know if many of you know that, but it was by Lionsgate, I believe. A low budget movie. Man, I don't think many people know about it. It was released though. You can watch it. All right, Moving on, we got Green Lantern #1, Silver Age. A 5.0 is up 10% from 1320 to 1452. A 6.5 up 41% from 1980 to 2800. A 7.5 up 20% from 3000 to 3600. So, yes, this is Green Lantern #1. There's an HBO series coming out. I don't think it's going to star Hal Jordan. I think, if I can remember correctly, it's going to be the Green Lantern Corps. So it's going to be like Guy Gardner, John Stewart, maybe Hal Jordan, maybe what is his name? Alan Ladd? No, why do I keep on not Alan Ladd? I forget his name. The Golden Age Green Lantern, Alan something. I keep on wanting to say Alan Ladd because it's Aladdin. That's how his name is, like, has to do with Aladdin. Because it has to do with the lantern, which is kind of a lamp and stuff like that. I think his middle name is something like that. Alan Ladd. Alan Ladd is his middle name. I can't remember his last name at the top of my head. But anyways, and I think it might have Kyle Rayner in there too. Who knows who else it's going to have. We might see, obviously we're going to see Sinestro, but we might see Kilowog, things like that. But that's why this book's going up. All right, last on the list is an update, one I've done before. Let's see if it's still going up. Maybe it's going down. Who knows? But this one's going up. So good news there. All right, Swamp Thing #1. An 8.0 was, when I did this last, average 265, now averaging 300, up 13%. A 9.0 went from 432 to 556, up 29%. And a 9.6 went from 1400 to 1445, up 3%. So Swamp Thing's going up still. That's good. This is actually, so House of Secrets 92 was the first appearance of Swamp Thing, but it was a different person and they died. This is the first appearance of this Swamp Thing, which I think is the main Swamp Thing that we all know and love today. But still, they had the Swamp Thing series. I mean, Swamp Thing's pretty big, popular Bronze Age character. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, it's Swamp Thing. It's a cool cover. I love the cover. It's one of my all-time favorite covers by Bernie Wrightson. Anyways, that will be it for today. Have a great weekend.